What's going on, YouTube world? Charles Hutchinson here, as always. And today, man, one of the most requested items, well, maybe second, because everyone always asks, when am I going to throw a motor ball? Well, today is what's in my bag. And I have a tournament coming up, going to Orlando. Supposedly supposed to be a house shot, but most tournaments, may bump the volume up or something of that nature. So who knows? But I'm going to bring an arsenal of equipment so that hopefully I can be successful and throw a lot of strikes. So starting out, we are definitely going to start from the top of the bag, kind of break down some of the thought process behind each of these. And man, 6 is what I will break a bag down to, and then I will do some fill-ins as well, because I probably bring more than just a 6, but for the sake of the video, I definitely want you guys to understand some of my logic when I'm putting a bag together, and some of, again, the shapes and instances and moments where I might be looking for some different covers and different strengths and different surfaces. So I definitely wanted again to talk about this. So yeah, man. So that's really what we're going to do today, man. You're going to see some footage of each of the ball going down the lane as well. Definitely while I'm kind of describing, these balls and what I've seen. But yeah, man. So again, definitely have some Storm. Definitely have some Brunswick in there. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. Well, before I do that, actually, shout out to Cool Week, 12 bagger. Appreciate you guys as always. And today, that is exactly what I meant. One of my dimensions, Goku version, got the blue, got the little touch of orange in there, kind of little nod. One of my favorite ones. I really like it. You should pick one up. Boom. And then we do have t-shirts on the way. So be on the lookout for that. I will have a couple more. These are already spoken for, but I just want you guys to kind of see it. This is what it's gonna look like. We have a black one and a red one coming very, very soon. So yeah, man. But let's go ahead and get into the first one, the Brunswick Mindset. So I definitely, you had the Storm DNA, and then also the DVA Brutal Collision. The Brutal Collision, I'm super huge fan of that ball. But because this is a house shot, I don't quite need that much ball. And again, I've taken the compound off of mine, so it's a lot. And I find I can use the mindset a little bit more, especially again on these particular, house shots. And I just had an instance where I had to pick this ball up in league, and I was subbing at a house in Boca Raton down here in South Florida, and most of the people that are on the right side of the lane were playing a little bit straighter. And it's not typically my game. If you watch any of the videos, straighter sometimes can be greater, but for me and what some of those players did to the lane, just really wasn't conducive for me staying right there. Like my carry just kind of really went away very, very quickly after that first game. So I tried to stay there, ball down, and do a bunch of different things, and I just couldn't carry. Like, I got 7-10. I think maybe they might have got it twice. So after I saw that, I was like, I need to get away from this. And once I moved left, I was kind of the biggest rev rate on the pair, or especially on the right side. And man, I picked up the mindset because there's a puddle of oil there that I need to chug through and get a ball to read it. And the mindset was exactly it. And again, I've had these moments where, especially in league play, where this mindset just really does it. Like it blends out the back end. And that's what a lot of people kind of can overlook. Like, no, it doesn't appear right to hook the most, like a Black Widow 2.0 hybrid, right? Like that ball just, again, is crazy down lane. The mindset is not built to do that or replicate that. Like, this is a completely different ball reaction. It's earlier, much earlier, but it still hooks, still goes, but it's not as sharp and abrupt as what the Widow is. So the mindset really is to handle the front part of the lane and to read it and then blend out down lane. So when you are using some cleaner equipment at times, like it can really be over under. Some shots, if you miss it to the right a little bit, it never hooks, or you miss it tight a little bit, missing inside, and it just duck hooks left. Like at that moment in time, most people are like, well, I might need to ball down. No, the real reason like you having these particular issues because the ball is not reading consistently in the middle of the lane. So you need to actually ball up, go to stronger covers, more surface, and it can blend it. Now, is that always the case in every situation? No. Like, but you need to have a big ball like a Mindset, a Storm DNA, Roto Grip Gym, like those balls that blend. Like really just, again, they make the back end of the pattern much more controllable. So that's why I went with the Mindset, because on a house shot, I really like the way this ball blends. The DNA is a little bit cleaner and it's still gonna come, still be there, but it'll be in a car. That's not gonna come in. So Mindset is the big ball. That's the first one that's coming out the bag. So now we jump down to the Legion Solid. Legion Solid is one of my go-to balls. I've loved this ball since it came out. It just rolls really well for me. I don't know if it's gotten quite enough love from the masses, but I know track just kind of sometimes go under the radar, like just a little bit. People, man, just got to show these balls a little more love, man. But the Legion, again, it's a cleaner solid. Like it's not nearly as early as the Mindset. I think that's like the covers on the Legion is just a lot more mild. So that's where that one fits. I got Mindset and Legion Solid. So we finally get to HK22. So I have the Columbia 300 Madness in this particular slot. Now that might surprise some people. They might be asking, man, why not have the Black Widow 2.0 Hybrid in there? I like the Madness. The Black Widow 2.0 Hybrid is so much down lane, like so much. And my particular miss is slow. Like I might get a little forward and I might get a little slow with my speed. And the Black Widow 2.0 Hybrid can really penalize me at times. So for me personally, I like balls like the Madness. The Madness is still clean. It still has a very strong motion, but it's not nearly as like dramatic as the Black Widow 2.0 Hybrid. I lean more towards the predictability side of ball reaction. That's what I like to see. So the Madness for me, man, is a monster ball, man, and it just rolls so good. If you haven't checked that ball out, I highly recommend it. So we jump down. After that, I have the MV Tour. MV Tour is probably the cleanest of the balls that we've seen so far, outside of course, the Madness. But it just, because of that core dynamics, it's not as dramatic off the spot. And this is what I call like a benchmark ball. The MV Tour for me has always been the ball I could take out and really tell what's going on in the lane. Where do I need to go? Do I need to go to a bigger cover? Do I need to go to a weaker cover? And when I typically speak about that in the cover strengths, it's because of what my experiences had been testing all of these particular balls. I know when I pick up the Mindset, you can see it just visually start to roll like very heavy. And again, the Legion is a lot cleaner and you can see it. And the Legion and MV Tour are similar. I won't say they're exactly the same, but they are similar. And I do take that into account. And that's one of the, I may not bring both of these in immediately, but again, as I'm building out this particular bag, like I just like both of those balls so much that it's there. Like the MV Tour and Legion Solid, they're just there, man. Like I love both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm getting to my true, slower ball in the Roto Grip TNT. So this is it's getting crazy out here, and I want something that's gonna really blendy. Like the Mindset is way too much down the lane, like or too early. It's just reading up the pattern way too early, and it just when it gets to the pins, it doesn't have any energy left. And the Madness is too sideways down the lane, and I can't control the pocket at all, and I can't get there. And again, the MV Tour, like sometimes going from an asymmetric to a symmetric ball, like you see a difference in how the ball goes through the pins. So that can be very helpful. So having the MV Tour and the TNT to play off each other is really really key for me, because the asymmetric side of the NV Tour can also sometimes like be a good thing. Like it's that extra little hit to get the corner pins out, and I will leave the TNT with a little lane shine on it. Again, it's a house shot and it's a little tournament play, so I want to have that ball a little bit cleaner and let it be that something that, again, it's not reading at my feet, that again, but it gets to the middle of the lane nice and smooth and not as, again, dramatic. And I think, again, for me and my experience with both of these balls, the NV Tour can be quite a bit quicker. And if I want to stay in that same cover strength, but I need something that's a little bit slower, I can go to the TNT and really continue to control the pocket and continue to have success. So once I jump down now, I have the GB4 Hybrid. That ball, man, once I need to, again, start creeping left, I need a ball that's going to see it and continue to go around the corner. Maybe the madness is getting a little too responsive, and the TNT is kind of lost too much energy now. I pull this ball out much cleaner, much stronger back in reaction. Probably game 5. I don't know if they're re-oiling, not re-oiling, so I could walk into some sets that don't re-oil. Then I may get to that ball pretty quickly. Or I could be on a pair that has a ton of rev rate. So to stay out of trouble, stay in balls and cleaner balls. So that is key right there for me. Then IQ Tour Ruby and a Hammer Sting. These two balls at the bottom, and like the Sting has been a home run, kind of like it's like a legacy ball for me, like the Legion. It just rolls so freaking good, man. I actually forgot I had it. Like it just had some time. Like there's so many balls that come out that you just kind of lose track at times. And I pulled it out and I put it on the lanes, and I was just like, man, this ball is just as good as I remember it. Even though it doesn't have HK22 in it, so what it does, man, how it goes through the pins is just so much different. Where I feel like the IQ, if I'm struggling with carry with that ball, or again, it's still too much oil out there for it, I can pick up the Sting and still stay in that same part of the lane and get the extra hit and extra carry that I might be struggling with the IQ Tour Ruby. So that's really, like, again, those two balls, and you've seen some shots here with each of these particular pieces, but man, I hope all of this information was extremely useful for you, and you guys can help make the best decision possible. Let's get to tournament season for the summer. Leagues are ending, and I know it's going to be a crazy summer, and they'll have even more releases, I know. But if you're looking to fill some holes in your bag, all these are great options. I know the TNT hasn't been an all-around hit, but it's a ball you have to give time to. The TNT is one of those pieces where you gotta let it lane shine. You gotta give it time. Your initial response when you put it on the lane, it's probably not going to be like, oh, this ball hooks so much and it does this. It's very early, it's very slow, but over time it got a lot better. But man, it's like the CUDA Power Core or the GB4 Solid, the original with the all red ball. Like those covers are just so strong that it just makes them really bogged down lane, where again over time it gets better. Each one of those balls just got so much better, and I love the CUDA now. Like I might end up just sneaking that ball in the back of my truck, but yeah, man, these are all going with me, and man, I'm hoping for some high scores. So until next time, guys, go keep it pushing. Use the links if you like any of the balls that you saw today. I appreciate it.